This is the course overview video for CHM110 for the fall of 2021. When you first log into your courses on D2L, they should look similar to this. You want to click on the CHM110 link. When it opens, the first thing you will see as a student is the announcement page with a variety of links for you to check out. Every week there will be a weekly announcement, very similar to the one that I have posted here for week 1. Providing you with everything you should be working on throughout the week, things that are graded as well as ungraded. Labs are going to be in person every other week. That schedule will be posted shortly with when you are assigned. You should plan to be in lab every Friday on campus at this time from 9:30 in the morning to 11:20 a.m. On the same page, you will see a variety of assignments within your calendar. Okay. So we have a safety test due soon, we have homeworks due, some review quizzes due, labs, as well as exams. There's everything posted here. There's also a full calendar that you should be able to view as a student if you wanted to kind of get an idea of exactly what was due at every week during the semester. Let's move on. At the top of every page within D2L, you'll see a variety of tabs. Content is the most important tab that you kind of want to start with. There's a tab called Start Here. There is a course overview. If you've made it this far, you're at the video that you're currently watching. There are some welcome documents and activities. So we have a welcome letter that you want to check out, some course expectations, as well as a link to our external learning tool for homework. There is a code that you need to purchase from the bookstore to be able to access this for our course. Homeworks are graded, and therefore the code is required. The textbook is available online. It is a free textbook. The lab manual is also posted here for you to print out. The only thing you are required to purchase for the class, course material-wise, is the code that you need to access the homework, as well as a scientific calculator. The next tab is the course syllabus, schedule, and policies. A link to the college syllabus, our course policies, as well as our course schedule. It goes through and it gives you an idea of what you're covering each week. There are links for some things, not for everything. It tells you if you are in person or if you are virtual for lab. That list again will be coming out soon. So students in Group A have lab in person week 1, while Group B does not, and then it switches the following week. Under the instructor information and communication plan, that's exactly what that is. It gives you my information, my communication plan. There's some technology resources, how to create PDFs. There's some additional videos and virtual quizzes for you if you don't like the videos that are posted potentially, or maybe you just need some more practice, or have something explained slightly differently maybe than I explained in my posted videos. There's also interactive review quizzes with embedded questions. They offer immediate feedback, and you can search by topic. And then there's a page here on, if you have questions, what should you do? So it tells you, where do I learn more about this? How do I drop or add a course? So on and so forth. Under lab resources, this is really, really important. The lab manual is posted. For week 1, the first time that I see you, I will have some copies of the lab, for you to use in class. After the first week, it is your responsibility to print this out and use it throughout the semester, because you are going to need to show a lot of work, and you cannot type things on your computer while you are in lab with the chemicals and other things that we'll be using. You can print it for free out of the computer labs that are available on campus. I can kind of show you where those are if need be. Under lab safety, there's a lab safety video. Here's where the safety test is that you have to complete before our first lab. And then you have all of the different lab assignments. Some of the lab assignments have HTML pages connected to them, basically with a list of to-dos for you, while others will just take you directly to the assignment. You will notice that I have posted a document here as well this document is exactly the same document that is posted within the lab manual up here. You do not need to print both of them. They are the exact same thing. I posted them in both locations just in case for some reason that was easier for you and if you wanted to just print out the weekly lab week by week versus printing the entire thing. Okay. There's some additional lab assistance. There's some graphing help. There's instructions on how to use Excel as well as how to do a variety of calculations. Please feel free if you need additional help with any of that to always ask. This page right here is also very important. It talks about lab reports. We only write one full lab report in Chem 110, but throughout the semester you'll be writing a variety of components within each lab that we do, and this explains basically what's expected in all of those locations. Okay. It also provides you with the rubric for each section of the lab report that we do, as well as the final lab report at the end of the semester and how you'll be graded. There's a folder for Zoom. This is a textbook link. It links you to every chapter that we use for every unit from our free textbook that you can access from OpenStax. And then each unit folder is exactly the same. So there's a brief little overview, important due dates for a variety of things for everything. There is a folder that has the PowerPoints in it as well as a test review. Okay, as well as answers to that test review. There are lecture videos. Okay, they are organized, they match up perfectly with the PowerPoints that are posted. I highly recommend printing the PowerPoints out and then using them to take notes. Now, when you do go to download the PowerPoints, they are going to look a little bit weird if you press this button here, okay, or if you press the buttons here. If you kind of scroll, you'll notice that like sometimes the words have moved, things may end up on top of each other, so on and so forth. If you instead click the cloud, that's the download button, the cloud with the arrow, it will download as the original format. Instead of a PDF, it downloads as a PowerPoint. So that is something that I do recommend doing if you end up printing them and they start looking weird or they don't print correctly. Then there is a homework and review quiz folder, links to the homework assignments for this unit, as well as the different review quizzes that are posted. And then there is a folder with test materials. You can't see the exam right now since it's not available, but there is a folder to submit your exam work. Your handwritten work in PDF format gets submitted here, and the actual exam will be here. We'll talk more about exams closer to when we have our first one. And each unit is exactly the same, set up with the exact same subfolders. Okay, there's a total of 5 units and then a cumulative final exam. There is also a folder filled with a bunch of extra practice for each unit with answer keys. If you ever need additional practice compared to this and what's available virtually from the websites, please let me know. Or if you have a question about these, please let me know. But for example, here's a practice worksheet on significant figures. And then I have the answer key posted as well. So that's helpful. Okay. And then again, there's some information for the final exam. There is a review packet. There is an answer key for that. And then there's going to be your final exam test materials. Again, here's where your work gets submitted, and there's an exam that you can't currently see since I am in student view. You can also access all of your assignments by clicking the Activities tab and clicking on Assignments here. And everything shows up, as well as how many points they are and their due dates. You will notice that a lot of the labs are due on the same day. The reason that is set up that way is not that you should wait until that day and not that you have 3 labs to do on the 18th. Most of these are getting done within class, and what it does is it provides us with some extra time. So Group A comes the first week, Group B comes the next week, and then all the labs from those 2 weeks are due the following Saturday. And again, all of these links here are the same as the ones that are posted within the actual within the actual lab manual that I showed you earlier. Okay. In addition, we have quizzes. We're probably not going to be able to see much, but you can access your quizzes here. So we have our safety test that's due this first week. Okay, and then we have these additional review quizzes which count as homework grades. Okay, you can actually take these review quizzes that are posted as many times as you would like before the due date. Okay, or the availability date, basically. They're meant for practice. Okay, so you should be able to do fairly well on them. They do count as a homework grade, so it's completely up to you. If you get a 9 out of 10, I don't necessarily think that you need to redo it because it's not going to greatly affect your overall grade in the course. But if you're not doing well, you can repeat them, and then maybe you need to kind of go back and revisit some of the key concepts within the unit. Okay. And then there are a variety of other exams that are posted here as well. You cannot actually access them yet. They will be available at the dates noted. Exams are set up where you have a week to find time to take them. One attempt that is timed. And we'll talk more about that later. And then other than that, you have our grade book here. I don't know that it's actually going to show anything. And this is what the grade book is going to look like for you. You have a lecture grade and you have a lab grade. Your lecture grade has to be 70% or higher. Your lab grade has to be 70% or higher to pass the class. Lecture is primarily exams, so lecture includes exams. There are 6 of them. They all count. They are all weighted equally. And then lecture also includes your homework and quizzes, which is a smaller percentage, 5% of the overall course grade. And then we have our lab section, which has both the labs and the activities that are related to lab. All right, and that concludes our video on Chem 110.